Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Arsenal. Chelsea won, Arsenal won, match reaction. The final 20 minutes of that game, in fact, the entire game, very, very nervy. Like in the last 20 minutes, I was very, very scared. Like, fair play to Neto. He really, really gave me the nerves today. Like, every time he had the ball, I was like, oh my goodness, he could do something here. But ended up being a 1-1. And listen, we're going to look at this from both ways, the positive way and the negative way, in terms of the game and in terms of us being behind Man City and Liverpool. Are going to cover all of that. Now, if we discuss the game first, usually any other season, going to Chelsea and picking up a draw any other season, even when they were terrible the last two seasons, a draw at Chelsea is never really a bad result because they're still a top team. They're still ahead of us right now on the table. But why it feels like it's a bad result for many people is because the last three games we haven't won. So basically, between the two international breaks, we haven't won a game. And also, if we add the Inter Milan defeat, that's the problem. If we had beaten Newcastle and then drawn with Chelsea, that's not the end of the world at all. Like, that's absolutely fine. But the reason why this game feels like we should have done more, we should have gotten the win, is because of Liverpool's form. It's because of Man City's form as well, and it's also because we've not had good form for the last 1 month. That is why it feels like we should have done more. Usually, a draw at Chelsea is never a bad result. Now, in terms of the team is in this game, Odegaard and Rice coming back, that was a huge, huge plus. Like, I feel like if both of them were not there, I think maybe we could have been losing this game. Like, we've badly missed Odegaard and badly missed like Rice against Inter Milan as well. In fact, but for both teams, actually, today, most of the players on that pitch are almost half injured. Odegaard, Palmer for them. Lavio's looking like he was really trying hard. Timber, as always, he always plays one game and then comes back the other game. Rice is playing with a broken toe. Like, a lot of the players on that pitch are like half injured and stuff. But no excuses for both teams. Both teams had players who were half injured on the pitch. But having Odegaard and Rice back on that pitch, that was a huge boost. And the team that we had today with White and Saliba and Gabriel and Timber and the rest of the squad, the 11 players, that is the best, like, in terms of the lineup that we've had for a long time. Now, is that because only Odegaard is back? Is it because also Rice is back and all that? I don't know, but having both of those players back at the same time and playing together, party in midfield, that was a huge boost. That was a huge, huge benefit. Now, at the beginning of the season, I said if Arsenal are going to win this Premier League title, we can only afford to draw 4 games and lose 4 games. So we can only drop 8 games and then win the other 30. That would take you to 94 points. Now, so far, coming into this game, we had drawn 3 games and we had lost 2. So there was margin for 2 more losses and 1 more draw. So basically 8 more points to be lost. I say that is how I'm going to be looking at it up until like January, February, like up until, anything changes. I'm not going to change my thoughts on the team or whatever until we end up losing 4 games and then drawing 4 games. And then I'm like, oh, we've lost those 4 games and drawn 4 games and it's only December. What the hell is going on? That's what I said at the beginning of the season. Now, right now, it feels like, yeah, we've dropped a lot of points so far, which is true. We've dropped, coming into this game, dropping points to Bournemouth and Newcastle, not ideal at all. So coming into this game, you basically need to win because, tougher games are coming up as well. You'll still need to play Man City again, Liverpool again, Tottenham again, and all those guys. But I feel like this one is still a tough game away to Chelsea. And thankfully, we are done with all of those big teams. Now, the games that are coming up, we're going to discuss it. But the way I expected the game to go, I did expect them to score. I did expect us to score. I thought both teams are going to score in this game. Both teams are going to, try and attack. I wasn't 100% sure about how we're going to approach the game. Are we going to try and defend and try and nick a couple of goals? Chelsea fans are expecting us to just use the set pieces and not really attack them and all. I think both teams didn't have like clear-cut chances. Ryan Sanchez didn't have a lot to do, but the couple of opportunities they had, half opportunities and good opportunities, it was either offside goals, or the goals being scored. There wasn't too many other opportunities in terms of Ryan Sanchez having a lot to do. I kind of expected that to go that way. I predicted 3-1, a lot of 3-2s, 2-2s, and all that. People are predicting a lot of goals. But the way we play, we don't concede a lot of goals, and you haven't been scoring a lot of goals. Now, you could imagine that could change because you have Odegaard on the pitch, and they have Palmer on the pitch as well, who's passed a late fitness test, so you can expect some goals. But the way the game started, it is a bit slower. There's a lot of fouls. Colin fouled Saka. Raya had one good catch. Gabriel, Wana Sakon as well. He was moving up ahead a lot, like on the left side. He was going forward a lot on the left side. And we were winning a couple of crosses. They also had a couple of free kicks that we gave them in a very silly way. But then came our the chances, the first two chances. First, it was theirs and ours. Now, I feel like Neto gave us a hard time today on both wings. Like, even when he changed wings, he was very, very good. Like, in terms of giving White a hard time, like, he kept on dribbling and dribbling and dribbling until he just get tired and he eventually puts in the cross. That was a very good chance for Gusto. I think Martinelli did well to come back in that situation. That should have been 1-0 to Chelsea. But literally 3 minutes later, we have our own chance as well, and it dropped to Martinelli. And it was a mistake from Chelsea. That's what we usually say. Every team makes, whenever we make mistakes, we get punished. Whenever these other teams make mistakes, it feels like we never punish them. Leicester, Southampton, even PSG, like, they make a lot of mistakes, but they never punish them. Today was another one. Colwell made a mistake. The ball dropped to Martinelli on the left side, and that was a very poor finish. Like, I've even had Ian Wright, Frank Lampard, and Michael Owen, players who scored over 100 Premier League goals, all of them. They said that was a very poor finish. He side-footed it instead of just hitting it, driving it down low on the ground. He hit it like the goalkeeper just needed to put his hand like this. That was a very poor finish from Martinelli, and that was concerning again because he's getting a lot of those chances, but these days we can never really trust him to finish those chances. So those are the two chances that came in that game. Around before the 30th minute, the two chances, it could easily have been 1-1 to both teams. And then just when he thought we took the lead, it was offside. But I loved the quick thinking from Declan Rice and Havertz. I think Havertz should definitely have tried to stay onside in that situation. He should have tried to stay onside. Like, in terms of the idea and the run and the quick thinking to ask Rice to give him the ball, that was great. But you should definitely be able to keep yourself onside there, especially from a set piece. You could look down the line. Maybe it is because he was rushing it and he was trying, like, just telling Rice to give him the ball quickly. Good finish, but unfortunately it was offside. Maybe that could have changed the game if you took the lead in that situation. Good from Rice, good from Havertz, but should have tried to stay onside in that situation. I felt like we really needed that because I was like, are we going to create a lot of more chances to get more goals? I didn't want us to go behind in this game because the last 3-4 games I've not been confident enough of us scoring 2-3 goals. Like even one has been a problem for us. So that I was hoping Chelsea wouldn't score fast in this game because it was looking like if Neto gets a chance or something, it looked like they were definitely going to get a goal. White picked up a yellow card as well, and nothing else much happened in the first half. There wasn't any halftime changes, but listen, I was hoping that in the second half we'd come back and create a couple of more chances, try to take the lead in this game. If you can get a second, well and good, but I really wanted us to take the lead in this game, and we actually did. How have I missed Martin Odegaard in this team, man? I've really missed him. And again, that is one of the positives that I have. I'm going to talk about it later in terms of the title race and right now and how the things are going. Like Odegaard coming back into that team, that is huge. That pass that Odegaard gave, listen, we can say Nwaneri might be able to give that pass, but we've never really seen it before. Does he have the experience of Odegaard in that situation? Trossard, I don't think he can pick out that pass. Saka can, maybe. I don't think we have too many players who can do that, and none can do it as good as Odegaard. That pass to open up a team, Odegaard, that was magnificent, and from Martinelli, that was a very, very good finish to make it 1-0, and that is exactly what you needed. Take the lead, take the lead, take the lead, take the lead. That is what you needed, and Odegaard, shout out to him. I'm so happy to have him back in this team, and I was very happy for Martinelli to finish that as well, because had he missed that as well, then that would have been concerning. If he went on to miss that chance as well, then it would have been very concerning, because Trossard is not playing well, and then Martinelli is not playing well, and then he misses 2-3 big chances in the game. That would have been concerning. But the moment you take the lead, now that is where the last, like, this season so far, it has been a bit of a dilemma for us. What do we do? Do we try and get a second goal? Do we believe in ourselves in terms of getting a second goal? Should we defend it out? I don't think I don't predict Arsenal clean sheets these days. The last 1 month I haven't, because I don't know, because of the injuries and players being suspended, and even in all of them at there, we haven't been playing well defensively neither, and teams have been able to score against us. So what I said 3 weeks ago, after the Liverpool game or something, now we need to depend on our forward players. We've been bailed out by our defenders a lot of times. 1-0 have usually been enough. Now we need to get 2 or 3 goals to win the games, because you're going to consider a goal or two in this kind of games. Now, maybe things change with the fixtures that are coming up, but we need to depend on our forward players to do the job for us. That is what we need to do, to score a couple of goals. And that didn't happen, unfortunately. We didn't get a second goal, and the space that we gave Neto, the guy who tortured me the whole day in terms of giving me nerves and all that. And what a finish it was. I think they gave Cucurella the man of the match, but I think it could easily have been Neto man of the match in that game for them. And very, very good finish. We gave them too much space, and that was after they had made the changes. They took out Lavia and took out Madueke, brought in Mudrik and brought in Enzo Fernandez. At that point, we hadn't made our subs yet. Our subs came 2 minutes after the goal. Rice went off, Martinelli went off, Trossard and Merino came on. But the space we gave them, gave Neto in that situation bad, terrible. We cannot give that amount of space to a player like that on his left foot. He's going to punish you. The quality is there. So 1-1, and that's where the trouble begins again. Now we're going to try and attack and get a second goal and risk losing and being 10 points behind Liverpool. I think we didn't really sit back. I think we created 2 or 3 more chances. There was the Merino one. There was the Havertz one at the end. We did create a couple of more opportunities, but eventually we didn't get the win. Jesus also came on for Saka. Looks like another injury for Saka. The last 10 minutes, Raya was really good in terms of sweeping from the back. They were trying to play through balls. Jackson scored from one of it. One of those, it was offside, but Raya did well in terms of ball sweeping. Now, it ended up being 1-1. As I said, it's not the worst result when you're going to Chelsea to draw 1-1. It only feels really bad because we haven't won in 4 games. And let's talk about the positives and the negatives of this result and the table. 4 games without a win, that is unacceptable. If you're competing against Man City and Liverpool, you cannot go 4 games without a win. We did that last season. You lost to Fulham, lost to West Ham, drew with Liverpool, and lost to Aston Villa, right? We went like 4 games in December without winning. Even if you win 20 after that, it becomes really problematic. The previous season, you also went like 3-4 games without winning against Nottingham, Brighton, and all those teams. You cannot do that when you're competing with Man City and Liverpool. Now, especially it feels worse because Man City have been losing as well and you haven't taken advantage, and Liverpool have been winning and they've been going fine. Now they're 9 points ahead of us. So that is problem number 1. Not winning for 4 games, that is terrible. And, if the 4 games are Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, and Tottenham, fine. But the 4 games were Bournemouth, Newcastle, Liverpool, and Chelsea. Listen, 3 very tough teams. You should definitely have won the Bournemouth one. I know we had a red card, but that is a game that you should definitely have won. You cannot be dropping points against Bournemouth. I know they beat Man City eventually, but that is a game that still feels like, no, we're not supposed to lose that game because we've been winning there. So losing 4 games in a row is not acceptable, and also not taking advantage of Man City. Will this run continue? I'm scared that if you get to January, Man City are going to make 2 big signings and then everything becomes normal for them once again. We needed to take advantage the way Liverpool have taken advantage of Man City slipping up. So those are the 2 things that are really that are making me feel really bad about the situation. The fact that we didn't take advantage and we've gone 4 games without winning. And if you're throwing the Champions League game as well, you can say 5 if you don't count the Preston one without winning a game. That is very concerning. 9 points is a lot. Let's not lie to ourselves. 9 points in any table, that's a lot of points. You have to go on a run. You have to go on a run, and you have to both Man City and Liverpool draw points. Is it still doable? It is. It is very, very hard. I'm not going to say we're not going to win the Premier League title. I'm not going to change my mind on that. You're going to ask me that question in December. I'm going to give you a better answer at the end of December. Right now, those are the negatives. Now, the positives, Odegaard is back, thankfully. Maybe now he can score goals. Thank God he's back. We saw his quality today. And luckily, I think the international break is good for us. We badly needed an international break as well to come, because Odegaard can rest for another 2 weeks, and then hopefully Saka doesn't go for the international break now after that. No, Havertz is bleeding. Why does he have to go for international break? We need a lot of players to rest. I think Pat is not going. I think we needed this break. A lot of players are playing with injuries, Rice and Tim and all these guys. We need these players to rest for the international break. That is a positive. The next positive is that we need a run. Now we are done with Chelsea, done with Tottenham, done with Liverpool, done with Man City, done with Aston Villa, done with Newcastle away, all those teams. Now, because we've done it the last 2 seasons, 2 seasons ago, we won 5 games in a row, I think twice. Last season, between January and March, we won nearly every single game. We won like 9 out of 10 games. And at the end of the season, we won like 5-6 games in a row. Now, that is what you're going to need to do. Now, I said we're allowed to draw 4 games and lose 4 games. We cannot draw those 4 games and lose those 4 games in November and December. Now we have to go on a run. Now we simply have to go on a run. If we draw points again, then I might change my tune. I might come here and say, and I think it's over. 9 points is a lot of points. You need Liverpool to lose 3 games or draw a lot. You need to win all of them. Now, you see these fixtures that are coming up. Nottingham Forest at home. It's not easy. Actually, Nottingham, West Ham, Man United, Fulham, those are not easy games. But if you want to win the Premier League, you have to win these games. Nottingham at home, West Ham away, United at home, Fulham away, Everton at home, Crystal Palace away, Ipswich at home. That is November and December. Those are our next 7 games. And then Brentford and Brighton in January. You see, all of these games, you'll simply have to win all of them. Is it possible? It's very tough. You can't just say you're going to go to Fulham and win, go to Brentford and win, go to Palace and win, beat United with the new manager and all that. But because you've messed up already with Bournemouth and Newcastle and Brighton and all these games that you've had, and also taking the lead against Man City and Liverpool and Chelsea, not winning the games. Now, these games that are coming up, the only way we can get to Liverpool is if we win these games, because Liverpool are going to play against City, they're going to play against Tottenham, they're going to play against Newcastle. If they go and they win all three of those games, then that's what I'm saying. If they win all of those 3 games in December, then my tune might change, because if they just keep on winning and winning and winning, we can't do anything about it. This is depending on us winning and them losing, obviously. So that's the problem. But the fact that we've done it the last 2 seasons in terms of winning games in a row, and the fact that Odegaard is back and we have an international break, hopefully everyone is back, that is, I'm not as confident as I was at the beginning of the season that you're definitely going to win the league. But I'm not going to say we're not going to win the league. It's going to be very hard. But these fixtures that are coming up, if we even draw one, then you can definitely comment and tell me, listen, what now? What can we do now? Because we've not taken advantage of Man City, we've not taken advantage of Liverpool, we've not caught up with Liverpool. But all these fixtures that are coming up now to the international break, we have to go on a winning run. That is how Liverpool won the league in 2020. That is how Man City have been able to win their league title. That is how we came close last season, by winning a lot of games in a row. We have to find that form that we did between February and May. We have to do that. Now we can no longer drop points again up until next year. Simple as that. We have no more room for dropping any more points. And I think the international break is coming at the right time. I know some people will have different opinions. Some people will say it's over. 9 points is a lot. 9 points is definitely a lot. But I'm going to look at the fixtures and I'm going to be like, listen, I said 4 losses, 4 draws. It's now 4 draws, 2 losses. We still have a margin of dropping 6 points. Hopefully we don't right now. But these fixtures that are coming up, we simply have to win all of them. So can we do that? Let's hope we can. Because if we come back and we draw at Nottingham, and Liverpool win again against Southampton, and then it becomes 12 or 13 points, and then at that point it is almost over. Basically, it's basically over that point. So now we have to win all the games that are coming up. The next 8 games need to be win, and then we hope Liverpool and Man City keep drop points, or Man City keep dropping points and Liverpool drop points. But let me know what you made of the game. Let me know what you made make of the table standing as well. We'll do a player ratings video separately. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.